Your legs weaken first. Eat these 6 foods to strengthen them fast. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whichever time of day finds you reading this. Wherever you are in the world, in any corner of this globe, I urge you to pause for just a few moments. Stop what you are doing, set aside any distractions, and truly absorb the words that follow. What I am about to share with you possesses the genuine potential to radically transform the very essence of how you move through your days, the energy and vitality you feel within your own body, and ultimately, the entire trajectory of your life's remaining journey. This isn't just about physical improvement, it's about reclaiming a fundamental part of your existence. There's a critical truth, a profound piece of information that most medical professionals in their busy offices will unfortunately never voice aloud. It's a revelation that can shift your entire perspective on aging and vitality. The weakening of your legs is not simply an inevitable consequence of getting older. That's a common misconception, a resigned acceptance that far too many people embrace. Instead, the real reason your legs might be losing their strength, stability, and vigor is far more actionable. It's because you haven't been provided with the specific knowledge of what foods truly nourish and fortify them. There's a colossal, life-altering distinction between these two perspectives. One is a mere statement of fate, a sentence passed down by time. The other, however, offers a tangible, empowering solution. I am Dr. Sophia, and today I am going to unveil that solution to you. We're going to explore 6 remarkably specific foods, carefully ranked from merely helpful to absolutely transformational. These aren't just minor dietary tweaks. These are powerful nutritional interventions that can literally rebuild your dwindling leg strength, restore the integrity of your muscle tissue from the cellular level up, and give you back the profound sense of stability, balance, and unwavering confidence that you might have mistakenly believed was lost forever. Now, before we delve deeper into these incredible foods, allow me to share a piece of research that truly stopped me cold, sending a chill through me when I first encountered it. It was a landmark study, meticulously published by the prestigious Journal of the American Geriatric Society, and its findings were stark. It revealed that adults over the age of 65 who experienced a significant degree of lower body muscle weakness faced a staggering 72% higher risk of developing mobility disability within a mere 5 years. But the implications didn't end there. This weakness was also linked to an alarming and substantial increase in fall-related hospitalizations, the difficult transition into nursing home admissions, and even early mortality. Let that number sink in. 72%. That is anything but a small, insignificant statistic. It means that nearly 3 out of every 4 individuals in that demographic could have potentially intervened, could have changed their trajectory earlier, yet they didn't. Why? Because they simply lacked the critical understanding we now possess about targeted nutrition, the intricate biology of muscle, and the nuanced processes of the aging body. This knowledge gap has had devastating consequences, preventing countless individuals from maintaining their independence and quality of life. And let me tell you something right now, to build a little anticipation. The number 1 food on this revolutionary list is quite likely something you already have sitting in your kitchen pantry or refrigerator at this very moment. It's a food that, ironically, you may have even been explicitly advised to avoid for years, perhaps even decades, due to outdated information. Yet, researchers at the esteemed Harvard Medical School now consider it to be one of the single most powerful muscle protective compounds accessible to humans, particularly those over the age of 60. I'm going to reserve that groundbreaking revelation for last, because once you hear it, once you truly understand its power, you will undoubtedly look at your grocery list, and indeed, your entire approach to eating in an entirely new and enlightened way. But before we dive into the countdown, I want to ask you something deeply personal. Please take a moment to leave a comment below, sharing your age and honestly reflecting on whether you've noticed your legs feeling any weaker, heavier, or less stable than they once were. Your candid response helps others more than you know. Perhaps those familiar stairs in your home now feel like a much more formidable ascent, each step requiring conscious effort. Maybe you've experienced a heart-stopping moment, a near fall that left you shaken and worried about your balance. Or perhaps simply getting up from a comfortable chair, once an effortless act, now demands a noticeable surge of energy and effort. These aren't just minor inconveniences, they are signals from your body. I make it a point to personally read every single comment posted on this channel, without exception. Each individual story, each shared experience holds immense value. Your unique journey, your personal challenges, might be precisely the reason someone else, encountering this video, discovers the crucial information they need to transform their own life. So please, take a mere 30 seconds out of your day to share a piece of yourself with me and this growing community. Now, with that said, let us embark on this transformative journey. We are about to count down from 6 to 1, moving from foods that offer substantial power to those that are truly life-changing in their impact on your leg strength and overall vitality. 6. Eggs. Coming in at number 6 on our essential list, and this particular food almost invariably surprises everyone I share it with, are humble yet extraordinarily potent eggs. I understand completely. For your entire life, you've likely been immersed in the tumultuous egg debate. You've heard the dire warnings. They raise your cholesterol. They're unequivocally bad for your heart. Put them down, walk away. And I am here today to emphatically tell you, backed by the full, undeniable weight of current, robust nutritional science, that this long-standing advice, especially when directed at adults over the age of 60, was undeniably one of the most damaging and misguided pieces of health guidance ever widely circulated. It led millions astray, depriving them of a vital nutrient source. Because here is the profound truth of what eggs actually accomplish for your aging legs and why they are so vital. Eggs are, quite simply, one of the most complete and bioavailable sources of the amino acid leucine on the entire planet. Now, if the term amino acid sounds a bit unfamiliar or scientific, allow me to provide a simple yet powerful analogy. Think of leucine as the crucial key that ignites and starts the engine of muscle protein synthesis. This is the fundamental biological process through which your body diligently builds, repairs, and regenerates muscle tissue. Here's the critical part. After the age of 65, your body begins to develop what researchers term anabolic resistance. This means that your muscles, rather like a stubborn child, become less responsive. They no longer react with the same efficiency to the protein signals that tell them to grow and repair. They require a significantly stronger trigger, a more potent signal, to elicit the same beneficial response. Leucine is precisely that powerful trigger. And what's even more remarkable is that just 2 large whole eggs deliver approximately 1.08 grams of leucine, a quantity that groundbreaking research from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign has definitively found to be entirely sufficient to robustly stimulate muscle protein synthesis, even in older adults grappling with significant anabolic resistance. But there's an additional, truly special aspect to eggs that extends far beyond their leucine content. The yolk, yes, that golden, nutrient-dense part that everyone once told you to discard, contains an incredible complex of beneficial compounds. It's packed with choline, a vital nutrient for cell function, a significant amount of vitamin D, essential for bone and muscle health, and a remarkable compound known as phosphatidylcholine. This unique phospholipid plays a crucial role in maintaining the structural integrity of your muscle cell membranes. As we gracefully age, those delicate membranes tend to become more fragile, less resilient, and consequently, less capable of effectively holding on to the essential nutrients that your muscles absolutely require to contract powerfully and recover efficiently. The yolk, in essence, acts as a protective, nourishing coating for your precious muscle cells, safeguarding their function. Discarding it is akin to purchasing a brand new high-performance car and then foolishly leaving its vital engine behind at the dealership, rendering it useless. Consider the transformative journey of one of my patients, Margaret, a vibrant 74-year-old from Sarasota, Florida. She came to me after enduring her second unsettling fall in just 6 months, a truly terrifying experience that left her dreading even her own staircase. For over a decade, Margaret had diligently adhered to a strict, low-fat diet, completely avoiding eggs based on the outdated counsel of an older physician. We simply and strategically incorporated 3 whole eggs per day into her morning routine. Within a mere 8 weeks, she joyfully reported to me that she had walked up her entire staircase without needing to hold the railing, a feat she hadn't accomplished in 2 long years. That, I assure you, is no mere coincidence. That is the potent, synergistic action of leucine, choline, and vitamin D working precisely as the robust scientific evidence indicates they should. For optimal results and maximum benefit, aim to consume 2 to 3 whole eggs in the morning. Ideally, cook them gently with a small amount of healthy fat, such as olive oil or avocado, which we will discuss shortly. This added fat dramatically improves the absorption of the fat-soluble vitamins naturally present in the yolk. And a crucial tip, avoid scrambling them aggressively in a dry, hot pan. Instead, apply light heat and use gentle cooking methods to preserve the delicate integrity of the proteins and nutrients. 5. Wild-caught salmon. Moving on to number 5 on our revitalizing countdown, wild-caught salmon. If your legs frequently feel heavy, burdened with an unexplained sluggishness, if they are plagued by persistent cramps at night, waking you from such as your sleep, or if they ache with a dull, throbbing pain when you first rise in the morning, there is a very strong, indeed highly probable, chance that chronic inflammation is silently and stealthily destroying your valuable muscle tissue, often while you are completely unaware, even as you sleep. And in this battle against internal wear and tear, wild-caught salmon emerges as one of nature's most extraordinarily potent anti-inflammatory weapons ever discovered. A true gift from the sea. The key active compounds responsible for this remarkable effect are the EPA and DHA omega-3 fatty acids. And before your eyes begin to glaze over at those technical-sounding letters, allow me to clearly and simply explain the profound impact they actually have within an aging body. Visualize, if you will, the inflammation festering within your muscle tissue as a insidious, slow-burning forest fire. It doesn't erupt dramatically. It starts subtly, perhaps as a series of small, barely noticeable embers, but it burns constantly, albeit at a low, persistent level. And over the span of years and decades, this smoldering fire relentlessly chars and damages everything in its vicinity. This destruction impacts the delicate muscle fibers themselves, the crucial connective tissue that provides structure and support, and even the intricate nerve pathways that are responsible for sending precise signals from your brain to your legs, instructing them to move with grace and power. EPA and DHA are, in this analogy, the equivalent of highly efficient water-bombing aircraft. They don't merely offer superficial relief or soothe the irritation. Instead, they actively and chemically neutralize the specific inflammatory compounds, particularly a troublesome group called prostaglandins and cytokines, that your body, regrettably, begins to produce in increasing and often excessive amounts after you reach the age of 60. A compelling study conducted at the University of Aberdeen in Scotland meticulously followed 87 adults over the age of 65 for a substantial period of 18 weeks. The findings were undeniable. The group that consistently consumed omega-3 fatty acids, equivalent to approximately 3 servings of wild salmon per week, experienced a significant 22% increase in their muscle protein synthesis rate when compared to the control group. A 22% increase. That is not the result of a synthetic supplement or a pharmaceutical intervention. That is the remarkable power of a natural, wholesome fish. But salmon harbors yet another invaluable gift for aging legs, a benefit that almost nobody discusses. It stands out as one of the very few natural dietary sources of vitamin D3, which is the active and most readily usable form of vitamin D. This is particularly crucial because, after the age of 70, your skin's ability to efficiently produce this vital vitamin from sun exposure dramatically diminishes. Research published in the esteemed Journal of Clinical Endocrinology has definitively found that widespread vitamin D deficiency, which astonishingly affects an estimated 77% of adults over 65, is directly and profoundly associated with increased muscle weakness, severely impaired balance, and an elevated risk of sarcopenia, the clinical term for the progressive age-related loss of muscle mass and strength. A single 6-ounce serving of wild-caught sockeye salmon delivers up to a generous 988 international units IU of vitamin D3. Considering the recommended daily minimum for adults over 70 is 800 IU, you can effectively meet or even exceed your daily requirement in just one delicious meal. Aim to incorporate salmon into your diet 2 to 3 times per week. And critically, always choose wild-caught varieties. Farmed salmon, regrettably, possesses a dramatically different and less favorable omega-3 to omega-6 fatty acid ratio and simply does not provide the same profound anti-inflammatory benefits or nutrient profile. To maximize its impact, pair your salmon with a handful of dark leafy greens, which helps to maximize the vitamin K2 synergy, a powerful combination we'll touch upon with our very next essential item. 4. Spinach and dark leafy greens. Number 4 on our extraordinary countdown for strengthening your legs brings us to an almost mythological reputation among dedicated longevity researchers: spinach and other vibrant dark leafy greens. I want you to take a moment and genuinely reflect on every elderly person you've ever encountered who moved with an effortless grace, who rose from a chair not by awkwardly pushing off the armrests, but with a natural fluidity, who walked through life without a telltale shuffle or hesitancy. I would confidently wager a significant amount that nutrient-dense dark leafy greens were a consistent, fundamental part of their lifelong dietary regimen. Here is the compelling biological explanation behind this observation. As we progress past the age of 75, our bodies unfortunately experience a significant decline, losing approximately 35% of their inherent ability to recycle nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a remarkable molecule that functions much like a meticulous traffic controller for blood flow, particularly within the intricate vascular network of your legs. When these vital nitric oxide levels begin to precipitously fall, your microcirculation, the incredibly tiny, delicate blood vessels that are responsible for nourishing your powerful quadriceps, your strong hamstrings, and your resilient calves, starts to become congested, akin to a clogged highway. This congestion has dire consequences. Essential nutrients cannot efficiently reach the muscle cells, and conversely, metabolic waste products cannot be effectively transported out. The cumulative result is muscles that fatigue far faster, recover much more slowly after any exertion, and inevitably begin to shrink year by gradual year, leading to a steady decline in strength and function. This is where the magic of spinach, along with other leafy powerhouses like kale, Swiss chard, and arugula, comes into play. These greens are absolutely loaded with dietary nitrates, which your body, through a fascinating process involving beneficial bacteria in your saliva, skillfully converts back into that crucial nitric oxide. You are, in essence, using the profound wisdom of whole foods to cleverly bypass a physiological limitation that aging has unfortunately imposed. A truly remarkable study conducted at the Karolinska Institute in Sweden made an astounding discovery. Inorganic nitrate supplementation, at doses equivalent to consuming about 200 grams of fresh spinach, significantly improved skeletal muscle efficiency in older adults by an impressive 19%. It wasn't that the muscle tissue itself grew dramatically larger. Rather, it became profoundly more efficient at effectively utilizing the oxygen and vital nutrients that were already being delivered. Think of this process like upgrading a crucial component, specifically the fuel injection system, in an older, well-worn engine. The fundamental structure of the engine remains the same, but it immediately begins to run much smoother, much cleaner, and most importantly, it runs significantly longer and with greater power. Beyond its nitric oxide benefits, spinach is also extraordinarily rich in magnesium, a mineral that a staggering 68% of Americans over the age of 60 are chronically deficient in. Magnesium is an absolute workhorse, essential for over 300 enzymatic reactions throughout the body, and among its most critical roles is facilitating muscle relaxation. When your legs are suddenly seized by painful cramps in the middle of the night, when your calves involuntarily tighten up, or when your feet spontaneously curl and spasm, this is almost always a clear, unmistakable signal of a magnesium deficiency calling for attention. Just 1 cup of cooked spinach delivers a robust 157 milligrams of magnesium, providing roughly 37% of your daily requirement in a single, simple serving. I recall a patient named Robert, a 71-year-old retired postal worker from Cincinnati, who consulted me with what he vividly described as legs that felt as though they were filled with concrete every single morning. He had dutifully been taking various magnesium supplements for years, but with frustratingly limited success. We pivoted his approach entirely. Instead of supplements, we incorporated 2 cups of sautéed spinach daily, prepared with a generous drizzle of olive oil and a hint of garlic. A mere 6 weeks later, Robert ecstatically reported that the oppressive concrete feeling had completely vanished. He was, to his immense delight, walking his old male route again, not out of obligation, but purely for the joy of exercise and the renewed freedom of movement. The olive oil, by the way, plays a vital role here, dramatically increasing the absorption of the fat-soluble compounds present in spinach. Always cook your greens in a high-quality, healthy fat to unlock their full nutritional potential. Right here, nestled between item 4 and item 3, I want to pause our countdown for just a moment and ask you a quick question. If this information has already illuminated something new for you, if it has opened your eyes to possibilities you hadn't considered before, please take a second to hit that like button right now. Your simple click sends a powerful signal to YouTube, indicating that this video is valuable and should be shared with more seniors who are in desperate need of precisely this kind of empowering health information. And if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, please do so now. Every single week, I am committed to bringing you clinically grounded, eminently practical health information, meticulously designed and curated specifically for adults who are determined to live stronger, live longer, and live on their own unwavering terms. The subscribe button is right there, easily accessible. It literally takes 1 second of your time, and it might just prove to be one of the best, most proactive health decisions you make today. Now, let's continue our countdown. 3. Greek yogurt. Now, at number 3, we are entering the truly elite territory of muscle-building nutrition for the aging body, Greek yogurt. Most people tend to think of yogurt as a light, somewhat insubstantial snack, something you reach for when you're trying to be good or are minding your calorie intake. What many people fail to fully grasp, however, is that full-fat Greek yogurt, particularly the plain variety, stands as one of the most anabolically powerful and nutrient-dense foods readily available to the aging human body. And shockingly, it is dramatically underutilized as a potent muscle-building and preserving tool among seniors. This oversight is a missed opportunity for countless individuals seeking to maintain their strength. Here is precisely why full-fat Greek yogurt rightfully belongs on this vital list. A single, humble cup of plain, full-fat Greek yogurt delivers an impressive approximately 17 to 20 grams of exceptionally high-quality protein. Crucially, it contains a very specific and highly beneficial profile of amino acids. This includes leucine, once again, which we discussed earlier, along with isoleucine and valine, collectively known as the 3-branched chain amino acids, BCAAs. These BCAAs are uniquely and directly absorbed into muscle tissue with remarkable, almost unparalleled efficiency, bypassing much of the typical digestive process. Unlike many plant proteins, which are often considered incomplete and typically require strategic combination with other food sources to be fully utilized by the body. The protein found in Greek yogurt is what scientists term highly bioavailable. It doesn't take a circuitous, scenic route through your digestive system. Instead, it travels directly and rapidly to precisely where your muscles need it most, initiating repair and growth almost immediately. But there is a specific, game-changing aspect that truly elevates Greek yogurt far beyond a simple protein source for older adults. It contains live probiotic cultures, specifically beneficial strains like Lactobacillus and Bifidobacterium. These living microorganisms profoundly influence something cutting-edge researchers now call the gut-muscle axis. This is a relatively new and incredibly exciting field of study, and the emerging findings are nothing short of extraordinary. Groundbreaking research from the University of California, Davis, has found a direct and compelling correlation. Healthy and diverse gut microbiome populations in older adults were strongly linked with greater lean muscle mass, significantly better leg strength scores, and remarkably faster recovery times following physical exertion. The gut, it turns out, is not merely a passive organ for digesting your food. It actively regulates how much of that food, how many of those vital nutrients, your muscles can actually absorb and effectively utilize. After the age of 65, the gut microbiome typically becomes less diverse, less robust, and consequently less efficient at extracting the full spectrum of nutrients from the foods you consume. Probiotic-rich foods like Greek yogurt play a critical role in helping to restore and rediversify that vital microbial community. Think of it like diligently restocking a library that has been slowly but steadily losing its precious books over time. The more complete and diverse the library of beneficial bacteria, the better equipped your body becomes to find, process, and effectively utilize all the crucial nutritional information and raw materials it desperately needs for optimal muscle health. For maximum benefit and to capitalize on its anabolic potential, aim to consume your Greek yogurt within 30 to 45 minutes of any physical activity, even something as simple and gentle as a short walk. This window is often referred to as your anabolic window, the period when your muscles are most receptive and primed to receive and utilize protein signals for repair and growth. Consider adding a tablespoon of ground flaxseed for additional beneficial omega-3s, or a drizzle of raw honey, which contains enzymes that can further improve the survival of those crucial probiotics as they navigate through your digestive tract. Always, without exception, choose plain, full-fat versions of Greek yogurt. The low-fat or fat-free varieties typically compensate for the reduced fat by adding unhealthy amounts of sugar, which, unfortunately, drives the very inflammation we are diligently striving to fight and reduce. 2. Beets. Now we arrive at number 2 on our countdown, and I promised you early in this video that one of the top items would genuinely surprise you. This is very likely the one. Coming in at number 2, we have humble, earthy beets. I can almost visualize some of you raising an eyebrow, perhaps even a slight smile of skepticism playing on your lips. And I completely understand your initial reaction, because beets are certainly not the first food that springs to mind when you envision building strong, resilient legs. However, the robust and compelling research supporting the benefits of beets for physical performance, especially in older adults, is so profound and undeniable that major sports medicine institutions worldwide have now actively integrated beet-derived compounds into their official recovery protocols for athletes. This is not some form of speculative folk medicine or unsubstantiated home remedy. This is genuine frontier science, rigorously applied to the unique physiological needs of the aging body. The primary mechanism of action centers around those crucial dietary nitrates I mentioned earlier in connection with spinach. But here's the kicker. Beets contain these nitrates in concentrations that are approximately 3 to 4 times higher per gram than virtually any leafy green vegetable. A single medium-sized beet contains an impressive approximately 300 milligrams of dietary nitrates. When these potent nitrates reach the oxygen-depleted environment of hard-working muscle tissue, they are converted into nitric oxide with extraordinary, almost unparalleled efficiency. The result is something researchers scientifically describe as a vasodilatory cascade, a powerful, widespread wave of blood vessel opening and expansion that profoundly floods your legs with a rich supply of oxygen and vital nutrients. This process occurs in a way that aging vascular tissue normally cannot produce on its own, revitalizing compromised circulation. A groundbreaking study conducted at Wake Forest University revealed astonishing results. Older adults who consistently consumed beet juice, an amount equivalent to just 2 medium beets, prior to engaging in moderate exercise, demonstrated a remarkable 38% increase in blood flow to the white matter regions of the brain directly associated with motor control. Let me rephrase that because its significance cannot be overstated. Beets didn't simply improve what was happening directly within their legs. They profoundly enhanced the brain's fundamental ability to effectively control and coordinate their legs. For seniors who are understandably concerned about the risk of falls, about maintaining their coordination, and about the gradual erosion of precise nerve-to-muscle communication that often accompanies age, this finding is nothing short of enormous. Beyond their nitrate content, beets are also exceptionally rich in betaine, a powerful compound that effectively reduces homocysteine levels in the blood. Elevated homocysteine, a condition that affects an estimated 47% of adults over 60, is strongly associated with accelerated muscle loss, significant vascular damage, and impaired mitochondrial function. The mitochondria, remember, are essentially your muscle cells' microscopic power generators, providing the energy for every contraction. When they become damaged, your muscles struggle to perform, much like a car attempting to run with a failing battery. Betaine diligently helps to clean up the internal chemistry that protects and preserves these vital power generators. I want to share the compelling story of Elena, a 68-year-old patient from Portland, Oregon. She came to me after being told by 3 separate physicians that her escalating leg weakness and chronic, debilitating fatigue were simply part of aging and something she had to accept. At just 68, she was already reliant on a cane to walk. We made a simple, yet profound adjustment. We added 2 roasted beets to her lunch 4 days a week, alongside a recommendation for a short daily walk. Within a mere 12 weeks, Elena returned to my office, to my immense delight, without her cane. She was gardening again, tending to her beloved plants, her eyes alight with renewed vitality. She wept tears of joy as she recounted her progress, and I confess, I found that moment deeply moving as well. To prepare beets effectively, roast them at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 200 degrees Celsius, for 45 to 60 minutes. This concentrates their beneficial nitrates without destroying them. Alternatively, you can blend raw beets into a delicious smoothie with a small amount of citrus juice. The vitamin C present in citrus dramatically increases the efficiency of nitrate conversion in your body. A word of caution: do not boil beets for long periods, as water-soluble nitrates can leach out into the cooking water. Pair your beets with any source of lean protein, and you will have one of the most powerful and muscle-supportive pre-activity meals available to the aging body. 1. Extra virgin olive oil. And now, we arrive at number 1 on our truly transformative list. This is the food I specifically highlighted at the very opening of this video. The food that researchers at the esteemed Harvard Medical School have unequivocally identified as one of the most powerful muscle protective compounds available to humans over the age of 60. This is the very food that has been, for far too long, unfairly demonized, cautiously avoided, and tragically eliminated from the diets of millions of seniors, all based on outdated, inaccurate, and ultimately damaging scientific advice. The number 1 food for strengthening your legs and enhancing your vitality is quite simply extra virgin olive oil. I know, I can almost hear the collective gasp of surprise from some of you. Many might have anticipated a high-protein source, perhaps some exotic superfood powder, or something equally elaborate. I earnestly implore you to stay with me because what I am about to explain regarding extra virgin olive oil and its profound impact on the aging muscular system will fundamentally reframe your entire perception of dietary fat, the insidious nature of inflammation, and the very architectural blueprint for cultivating and maintaining a strong, resilient body throughout your life. Let's begin by understanding what makes extra virgin olive oil, EVOO, categorically distinct and vastly superior to virtually every other dietary fat found on the planet. It contains a truly remarkable compound called oleocanthal. Oleocanthal is a natural polyphenol, a potent plant compound that functions within your body with an almost identical mechanism to the common anti-inflammatory drug, ibuprofen. Yes, you heard that correctly. Identical mechanism. It specifically inhibits the very same inflammatory enzymes, COX-1 and COX-2, that prescription anti-inflammatory medications are designed to target. The crucial difference, however, is that oleocanthal achieves this powerful anti-inflammatory effect without the undesirable and often dangerous side effects associated with long-term NSAID use, such as gastric bleeding, kidney strain, and heightened cardiovascular risk. For seniors who are disproportionately reliant on anti-inflammatory medications to manage chronic joint and muscle pain, this is an absolutely critical and life-saving distinction. But the muscle-specific benefits of EVOO extend far, far beyond merely reducing inflammation. A landmark study from the University of Athens, meticulously published in the prestigious journal Clinical Nutrition, tracked an impressive 840 adults over the age of 65 for a period of 3 years. The results were compelling and unambiguous. Those participants who consistently consumed a minimum of 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil daily exhibited a striking 37% lower incidence of sarcopenia compared to their counterparts who rarely consumed it. Sarcopenia, to reiterate, is the technical medical term for the progressive, involuntary loss of muscle mass and strength that typically begins around the age of 40 and tragically accelerates dramatically after 60. A 37% reduction in sarcopenia simply from incorporating olive oil into the daily diet. Here is the profound biological mechanism behind this incredible finding, and this is the part that Harvard researchers have found most compelling and scientifically significant. The diverse array of polyphenols found in extra virgin olive oil, and there are over 30 distinct types, appear to directly stimulate what is known as mTOR pathway signaling within muscle cells. The mTOR pathway is the absolute master switch, the central regulator for muscle protein synthesis. It is the very same pathway that leucine activates, that resistance exercise activates, and that powerful anabolic hormones activate. Crucially, olive oil polyphenols possess the unique ability to turn on this critical switch independently. They do not require strenuous exercise. They do not require artificially elevated hormone levels. They work diligently within the muscle cell, regardless of what else might be happening around it, providing a constant signal for growth and repair. After the age of 70, your body regrettably loses approximately 40% of its mTOR sensitivity. This means your muscles become inherently harder to build and maintain, not just because of potentially reduced protein intake or less exercise, but because the fundamental biological machinery that builds them is running at a significantly diminished capacity. Extra virgin olive oil stands out as one of the very few natural dietary compounds that appears uniquely capable of partially restoring this lost sensitivity. Think of it like diligently recalibrating a thermostat that has been mistakenly set too low for far too long, allowing your muscles to once again respond efficiently to growth signals. And then there is the vital mitochondrial dimension. Groundbreaking research from the University of Jaén in Spain discovered that hydroxytyrosol, yet another powerful polyphenol found abundantly in extra virgin olive oil, provides critical protection for mitochondrial DNA within muscle cells from the relentless onslaught of oxidative damage. As we age, our mitochondrial DNA, much like a precious manuscript that has been photocopied too many times, inevitably accumulates errors and imperfections. The copies become fuzzier, the vital genetic instructions become corrupted, and the consequence is muscle cells that produce less energy, recover much more slowly, and ultimately, eventually, stop functioning altogether. Hydroxytyrosol appears to significantly slow this detrimental process of mitochondrial degradation by effectively neutralizing the reactive oxygen species, those damaging free radicals that cause the initial damage in the first place, acting as a powerful cellular shield. I want to share the inspiring story of Thomas, an 81-year-old retired Navy commander from Norfolk, Virginia. When he first came to see me, he tragically had not been able to walk more than 2 blocks without needing to stop and rest. His legs, as he put it, simply refused to cooperate. His diet, he believed, was impeccably clean, very low fat, very lean, following the dietary guidelines of his era, having meticulously avoided fat for nearly 30 years. We introduced a simple yet profound change. 4 tablespoons of high-quality extra virgin olive oil into his daily routine, 2 in the morning drizzled over his eggs, and 2 at lunch over his vegetables. For the entire first month, we made no other changes. At his 6-week follow-up appointment, he joyfully reported walking 4 blocks without stopping. By 12 weeks, he was back on his beloved bicycle. And at 6 months, he completed a 2-mile walk for a veterans charity, sending me a triumphant photograph from the finish line, which I proudly display on my office wall. For practical application, 4 tablespoons daily is the evidence-based target. Use it as your primary cooking fat for low to medium heat applications. Drizzle it generously over cooked vegetables, eggs, fish, and legumes. For maximum absorption of its fat-soluble polyphenols, pair it strategically with foods that also contain fat-soluble vitamins, eggs, salmon, spinach, all of which, as you now know, are already on this very list. This synergy is not accidental. It is a meticulously designed collaboration by nature. These 6 foods work together as a powerful, integrated system, and when you combine them consistently, the cumulative effect on your leg strength, your inflammation levels, your mitochondrial health, and your overall mobility is dramatically greater than any single food could ever achieve alone. Always purchase extra virgin olive oil in dark glass bottles from reputable producers, and crucially, look for a harvest date, not just an expiration date, on the label. Polyphenol content naturally degrades with time and light exposure. Fresh, high-quality olive oil is truly medicine. Old, clear-bottled, bargain shelf olive oil, regrettably, is just fat, devoid of its most potent benefits. Now, allow me to bring this powerful message home for you, because I want to ensure that you leave here today not merely informed, but genuinely moved and inspired to act. You were never built or destined to become a passive passenger in your own life's journey. You were not meant to watch wistfully from the window while your grandchildren joyfully play in the yard, unable to join them. You were not designed to cling anxiously to a railing when descending stairs, to sadly skip a family hike because your legs can't endure it, or to politely decline a dance at a wedding reception out of fear that your legs won't hold you steadily. That, I assure you, is not the destiny meticulously written into your fundamental biology. That, tragically, is a consequence of vital information that was never adequately given to you, information that has now been withheld for too long. And today, with unwavering conviction, we have given it to you. It is never, ever too late to begin this transformation. I state this not as a mere encouragement or a hopeful platitude, but as an unequivocal, clinically established fact. Muscle tissue in the human body retains its astonishing capacity for growth, repair, and regeneration well into the 9th decade of life and beyond. The scientific research on this point is entirely unambiguous and conclusive. Your body yearns to rebuild, to strengthen, to regain its former vitality. It is simply patiently waiting for the essential raw materials to do so. Your profound job, starting today, beginning with your very next meal, is to consciously and consistently provide it with those crucial materials. 6 eggs, wild salmon, a vibrant bowl of spinach, a rich cup of Greek yogurt, 2 roasted beets, and 4 tablespoons of the finest extra virgin olive oil you can possibly find. These are not exotic, unattainable luxuries. They are widely available in virtually every grocery store in the world, and collectively, they possess the incredible, life-altering power to give you back something that most people in your position have sadly resigned themselves to losing forever. The profound freedom to move through your own life on your own terms, with restored strength, with unwavering confidence, and with boundless joy. The scientific references for every single study mentioned and discussed in this video are meticulously listed in the description below. I strongly encourage you to take the time to read them, to share them thoughtfully with your doctor, and to use them as powerful tools to advocate for your own health and well-being. If you are not yet subscribed to this channel, I earnestly urge you to do so right now. Every week, we diligently bring you evidence-based, senior-focused health content that your doctor, due to the constraints of a typical 15-minute appointment, simply may not have the luxury of time to share with you. This community is growing exponentially, vibrant and strong, precisely because people like you are sharing this invaluable information with the people they love. And that truly matters more than I can ever express. And now, I genuinely want to hear from you. Leave me a comment below. Tell me which of these 6 transformative foods you are going to add to your diet first. Tell me how your legs have been feeling, honestly and openly. Tell me your story, because this channel exists for you, not in some abstract sense, but for you specifically, with your unique name, your personal history, and your particular version of this incredible journey toward greater vitality. I read every single comment. I mean that sincerely. Until next time, eat well, move daily, and never ever stop believing that your best years are not behind you.